Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Anubis, the Game Archer, here with a brand new video for you guys. Today, hope you all feel good, smelling good. As we get started with another video for you guys at the top of the new year. I don't know where I was going with that intro, but on today's video, we're gonna talk about the finals. You know, the honeymoon phase is over. We need to talk about the game, you know, where it is now, because you know how things go when it comes to like a review. I always said that you know, when it hinted at my first video of the finals is a review in progress, because you know it is a live service game that just released, and there's going to be like a lot of time being spent you know, waiting for the game to have new content and things of that nature, because it's not a finished product. So here we are a month later for the finals. The game released back in December or in January. How has things stacked up, and what can the game do to try to recapture what it lost? Because it has lost a lot, you know, according to the Steam charts. This is only the Steam charts, so you know the numbers could be higher, you know, if you add in console players as well. But according to the Steam charts, the finals has lost 17,000, give or take. It's actually more than that. It's like 17,595.4 players since it launched. That's a negative 14.64%. Finals peaked at almost 243,000 players. Right now it's at 63,000 players, so it's dropped significantly by almost 200,000 players. If you go for, based on its peak versus like its 24-hour peak. And you have to ask the questions on why the finals has lost all those players, you know. And a lot of it, you gotta consider this. Whenever there's a free-to-play game, people are immediately going to play it because it's free. You know, you're going to try out anything that is free, and then once you figure out if you do or don't like a game, you're going to move on. So there's going to be people who played the finals and that, you know, that all-time peak of, you know, 242,000 people on PC for Steam. And then some of them are going to just abandon the game immediately because it's not something that they're into. They're not into the game style. They're not into the game's mechanics. They don't like the time to kill. They don't like how the health system works. Whatever the reason may be, that they don't like the game, and they'll all just move on. So then you have people who do enjoy all those kind of things and who stick around and try to play the game, and you know, they play it daily. They enjoy the battle pass and things of that nature, and they're the ones who are still playing the game to this day. But there's also people within those number of people who are going to abandon the game because there's things the game is doing right now that people just don't like. And we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about what is it in this game now that the honeymoon phase is over that pushes people away who do enjoy the game. I've seen some content creators like Pingu and Shroud who've all played the game a lot, but have kind of taken a step away from the game, and a lot of it has to do with the nuke meta. Now, the nuke meta, for those who don't know what that is, you know, also known as the TikTok meta. It's this essentially when people are strapping C4 onto the canisters that are around the map, and then using those basically to make the C4 projectile. And so people are throwing that around, and it's making you not want to play the game. There's also things going on with the classes people aren't enjoying. For example, the light class. People are really finding it irritating to deal with the stun gun. They feel like the stun gun is broken and cheesy. I had a conversation myself with Pingu, you know, the former world champion in Rainbow Six Siege. We're talking about like how it's a fundamental failure of game design if you have an FPS game where you can make someone stand still. And he agreed, as in the game. So talking to someone who has played you know, FPS games on the highest level. He's a multi-time world champion. It is like this. The example that I gave my own Twitch stream, which you can follow below, was that when Beyond Light came out with Destiny, a huge portion of the player base stopped playing PvP because they didn't like being frozen in PvP, because Beyond Light introduced Stasis class, which was a class that has ice abilities. And a lot of people who play Overwatch, they despise Mei because she has abilities that freeze you. People don't like being made to stand still and be made essentially defenseless in an FPS game, because it's kind of like an automatic free kill. And that's kind of how the light class works when it comes with stun gun. The stun gun is a free kill for the most part. You know, you have to be incredibly bad at the game to not get the kill off someone who you stun with a stun gun. And in this video, we're going to have clips from all three classes, because I've played all three classes. I made the medium build, but I play all three classes because I do all my dailies. And yes, I'm fully aware, 100%. I'm fully aware that, there's gonna be things that's in this video people are gonna disagree with it. People are gonna be like, I main the light class, and it's hard to play the light class. I main the heavy class, it's hard to play the heavy class. I'm playing the medium class, it's hard to. Then you have people who are like bad actors who are like, I main the medium class, but I actually kind of think the medium class is too strong, and I think the light class is actually, the skill class in the game, and it's like they're probably like a light main. Anyways, we're on the lights. You're gonna see light gameplay about the lights. When I play the light class, my entire thought process is I'm about to have the easiest time of my life to just get stupid kills, like just stupid kills. Like it's easy to make clips if you're someone who wants to make clips playing the light class, because there's no skill to the light class. It's literally just stun gun shoot, stun gun snipe, camouflage pop out snipe. Like it's not a lot of skill to it, and it's so cheesy. And I said this also to my Twitch stream. I was like, I am not impressed at all whenever I see someone post a light player clip, especially when the clip is just like they stun someone and just gun them down. It's like, I'm a competitive person. I want to see you do something that's like high skilled. That's not high skilled. Making someone stand still and then finishing them off isn't high skilled. So the light has that problem. Light has a problem where people don't want to deal with the stun gun. They think it's cheesy, think it's a little ridiculous, and it adds to a level of unfun. But that's not the only issue the light class has right now. The light class has the issue of kind of being a solo player class, as in this is a team-based video game, and as a team-based video game, you want all three classes, medium, heavy, and light, to have some kind of effect as a team. The issue with the light class when it comes to that aspect is the light class's kit doesn't really have team utility. Like, you could say the motion sensor is team utility, but it really isn't. When it comes to the classes, the light class essentially doesn't have anything that's really a team helpful ability. All the specialties the light class have is a evasive dash, a cloak, and a grapple hook. That doesn't help your teammates at all. You compare that to, say, the medium, who have a turret, who have a healing beam, and who have recon sensors so you can see through walls. Two of those three technically, if you're someone who have good callouts, are very, very good utility for your team. Not for you as a player, for your team. Heavies have the little the wall crashing. A lot of people like, oh, you can use that to get kills. Yes, you can, but the idea of the heavy class is that you're supposed to be the character who levels the map, destroy environment. So a good heavy player will be using the crashing to run into walls to make holes for your teammates, or to level an entire building. So outside of that, you also have the goo gun for the heavy, and you also have a mesh shield, so you can block projectiles and damage from your teammates getting hit. And then you go from like those things. Those are just the alts, the specialties. But even when it comes to the medium and heavies utility, outside of that, it's all team based. The RPG, again, you just basically you do the same thing without you do with your crashing specialty, where you just destroy the map, so you can level, you can bring the objective to where you need to bring it to. You have the dome shields. People can do steals without worrying about getting shot. There's just so much that goes on there, but the light class lacks all of that. The light class is basically a class where people don't even want to play with it. Like I've seen people literally say they do not want a light player on their team when they're playing tournaments, when they're playing ranked. Even myself, I made a tweet, and it was kind of like a jokey tweet. I don't actually do this, but made a joking tweet where I was like, if there's a light player on my team, I'm leaving the game. Like, it's like they're useless, and it's like it's kind of like a weird thing, because they're the easy class, the cheesy class, but also the useless class. Like, if you want to just get a bunch of like kills that are like not taking like a lot of effort, and then the light class is that class for you, especially when it comes to the fact that the light class has a lot of fun mechanics. Like, it's cheesy to play the light class, but the mechanics are fun. If you like sniping, the light class has a sniper rifle. If you want to be invisible, the light class has the cloak. If you want to throw invisible grenades, the light class has that too. Like, there's a lot of fun to the light class, and they're kind of a disruptor more than anything else. They disrupt how things are going. They can be a little bit of a distraction, which you can say in a way is effective as a team. but that's only effective if you're playing in a full stack of three people with communication. Not if you're a solo player and you kind of just do whatever you want to do, and your teammates need you to be more in effect for the game. So light classes are in a weird spot. So moving on from the light class about the heavy class, the heavies aren't in a weird spot, but the heavies are essentially the biggest guilty party of the TikTok meta / nuke meta, because unlike the light class, the heavy get 2 C4. The light class only get 1. You get 1 C4 charge at a time, and then while the heavy you start off with 2 C4 charges at a time. Then obviously there's a cooldown if you use both. So the heavy class itself isn't necessarily broken. I've seen people complain about the heavy class, and heavy class to me is one of those classes where it's like your opinion of that class will dictate your skill level. If you are bad at the game, you think heavy's overpowered. Just gonna say it. If you think the heavy class needs to give a health nerf, because I've seen this coming before. I've seen people say that the heavy class needs a health nerf because 350 health is too much. That tells me you're a bad player. Why? Because the heavy class are actually easy to kill. They're super slow. Their guns, don't do a lot of damage. And quite honestly, if you have a good positioning and good aim, you'll fuck them up with any class, whether you're playing light or medium. You'll jack up a heavy. You'll jack a heavy up pretty easily. You just like, especially if you got good movement, throw some crouching into your shooting, and don't just stand there. You do it with the heavy class. They're not a hard class to get kills on, especially in a game like this where, for the most part, if you're playing it correctly, you're with your teammates the entire time. So you're also gonna be team firing. So it's like the heavy has no chance. Like, honestly. So, but the issue the heavy class does have is the TikTok meta. So it's like, how do you balance out, that? Do you remove 1 C4 from the heavy to where they're online with the lights, where they both have 1 C4s to start and they can't have more than 1? Do you nerf how much damage C4 does? Do you remove the ability to attach it to canisters? Like, what do you do to balance and change up that interaction to where it can't happen? I think other than that, the heavies are mostly in a good state. They did get a shield nerf, so the shield can't block as much damage. I think gun-wise, the Lewis gun is still the best gun for that class. The shotgun for the heavies has become kind of like the skill gun, where it's like, if you're good with it, you know how to use it, you will be a behemoth with that thing. A straight up behemoth. But if you're not good with the shotgun, you'll be like, yo, this shotgun is trash, man. I can't stand this shotgun. The shotgun is shit. They need to buff their shotgun because it's garbage. It's like, yeah, well, hey, look, you just not good with the shotgun, because that thing be thinking. Now that shotgun be thinking. It be doing its thing. It ain't the Lewis gun. It ain't verse like the Lewis gun, but it be doing it. It be doing the thing, if you know what I mean. But anyways, heavy class, mostly balanced class. It doesn't have a lot of the, like I said, most people who hate the heavy class, they just hate that it has 350 health and have a hard time killing it because they're probably light mains, and that necessarily just means they're probably bad at the game. Anyways, moving on from the heavies to the mediums, the mediums. The mediums, to me, they're the balanced class, not in terms of like actual like balance, but like they're the medium, as in the name implies, of the lights and the heavies. So when it comes to the medium class, I think they're in a good place too, like the heavies. The heavies, their issue is the TikTok meta. For the mediums, I think the issue that the mediums have as a medium main is the turret. Not that the turret is bad or the turret is overpowered, thing like that. I think the medium class should be limited to how many people can run turret on one team. Because when it's just one turret, it's it's tolerable. It's like it'll do its job. You'll be able to hold a site pretty easy with it. But when there's 3 turrets, it gets a little ridiculous. And when you play against a team who's running 3 turrets, you get that thought process of like, this game needs to have limitations of how many of a specialty can someone bring to for like one team during a game, because this is a little ridiculous having 3 turrets in a room. So I feel like that's like literally the only thing when it comes to medium class, because there's not a lot going on with medium class in terms of being too broken. The 2 ARs, the AK and the SCAR, or FCAR as they call it in this game, are in good places when it comes to their damage output and their overall balance. The 250 health isn't, you know, a bad thing or a good thing. Like I said, it's kind of just there. Like I said, like the medium class is mostly a balanced class. You know, that can be oppressive if the entire team is running, you know, 3 turrets, and that's pretty much it. You know, like they're not going to be, you know, a hard target to kill if you're a light, or a hard target to kill if you're a heavy. But they're also not going to be easy target either. Like they're going to be capable of handling you or dying to you based on your own skill level and their own skill level. When it comes to the meta has been either people run 3 mediums or they'll run 2 mediums in a heavy. And that's just like, when I say the meta, that's pretty much people are playing in ranked and people playing in tournaments, especially if you're playing at a high tier. Again, light class is basically dead when it comes to the high tiers of this game in ranked. People aren't playing light at high tier for ranked. If you're playing casual, aka bank it and quick cash, yeah, you're gonna see a few lights, but like that's pretty much it. But if you're playing ranked, it's very, very rare to see a light player, especially once you get past like freaking bronze or halfway through silver. You'll pretty much stop seeing light. It becomes like a rare, like the Loch Ness monster. But yeah, this has been a long video that doesn't need to be a long video, if we're being honest. Like this video is drawn on longer than it needs to, so we're gonna wrap it up. But yeah, the game has lost a lot of players. Like I said, its average player base according to the Steam charts last month was 120,000, whereas peak players being 242,000. Right now, the last 30 days, the average player base is at 102,000, with the peak being 2,1200. So again, according to the Steam charts, you know, that's a negative 17,595.4 gain and a negative 14.64% gain. I think a lot of what the finals needs to do to get those players back isn't necessarily like a balance change. Like, yeah, you gotta do something with the stun gun route from the game, or allow people to still use their gadgets while they're stunned. I think mostly you need a roadmap. This game right now doesn't look like it has anything planned. And the developers themselves today, they are working on some pain points, things like that. But like, you do need a roadmap. People can see what the future is. You know, what new content's coming up, what new maps are coming out. You know, what people can look forward to. Because right now, no one knows what the future of this game looks like. No one knows if there's gonna be like another class added, or you're gonna rename the classes to where it's not light, medium, heavy. You know, what are you gonna do with weapons? People are requesting more ARs. You know, there is that seemingly feeling like there's not enough guns for the medium class. So yeah, you got to do something. You got to do something when you talk to people and let them know what's coming in the future. But with all that said, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Leave any thoughts you have in the comment section below. Being boy, Nimbus Gamer Archer. Check me out on Twitch. The link tab is box below. I'll see you when I see. I'm out of here. Deuces.